Good afternoon, and what is a mild, bright, and sunny day? It is Thursday, the 3rd of October, and I'm in the reading nook with a nice cup of tea and a box to unbox. And what I've got in here is the very solid, not sure if I can get hold of it, and thick new novel from Peter Hamilton, Exodus, Become the Traveller, part of the Archimedes engine series. And Peter Hamilton is a science fiction author whose work I've enjoyed since the Reality Dysfunction and Neutronium Alchemist really did combined fantastic descriptions of different cultures dealing with a really weird, unexpected calamity. So, a fight for freedom among the stars. In a past age, humanity fled a dying Earth, carrying the planet's survivors. Massive arc ships searched the galaxy to find a new home. One fleet found Centauri, a dense cluster of stars teeming with habitable planets. Thousands of years later, Centauri flourishes. The original settlers evolved into advanced beings known as Celestials, and the great houses now rule vast star systems. As they vie for supremacy, Earth's arc ship continue to arrive, and humans must serve these repressive masters or face almost certain death in uninhabited space. But is there a better life beyond the Empire? Finn is a Centauri-born human and yearns for a brighter future. So when another arc ship arrives, Finn seizes the chance to become a traveller. These heroes explore the vast unknowns of distant space, dedicated to humanity's survival, and they hope one day to find freedom. Archimedes Engine is the first book set in the world of Exodus, a major action-adventure RPG from Archetype Entertainment. So, that I didn't actually know. I didn't know that this was a role-playing setting. So, what's interesting here is Peter Hamilton is not an author known necessarily for working in adapted worlds that he himself has not created. And certainly not as far as I'm aware. I think this may actually be the first one. And this really is one hell of a chunk of a book, as they say, because it runs to, let's have a look, see if I can find, 892 pages of text. But what it does mean is I'm going to have to look up Exodus from Archetype Entertainment to find out what it's from. So here we go. It's signed by Peter Hamilton. And then we have a timeline. And the interesting thing is that with a timeline is essentially, it's one of those things that you kind of work off in terms of role playing. It gives a sense of verisimilitude and history to your setting. So automatically, you have something in here, presumably taken straight from the role playing game, rather than the role playing game taken from the source novel. I've got a list of all the dramatis personae. Because normally, essentially, if you take an intellectual property, say for example Star Wars, you go through and you take all the characters and adapt them, and then all the technical devices and the timeline and the background and history, and you write that up in a way that is playable. This then is sort of going the other way. This is basing upon content and background that is playable. And then we've got first bit of fiction, the Traveller's Creed. This is what's going to drive the main character Finn to explore. Bit of an overview, essentially a quick introduction there, perhaps the back cover blurb that isn't there, because essentially you've got essentially some praise there instead. That's not necessarily criticism, that's just a statement. And then we're into chapter 1. And honestly, essentially, again, it's a fairly dense book. I'm going to just flip to one page. Going to take quite a while to get through, I think, but hopefully going to be rewarding. We get down to the end, and Finn's story will conclude in Exodus, the Archimedes Engine, Book 2, the Helium Sea. So it's only a 2-part story, but again, it's the size of this. You kind of go, oh, wouldn't have this made a trilogy, which is almost traditional when it comes to book publishing. We've got the acknowledgements and notes and details about the author. And notably the font or typeface used, which is Celeste, which seems kind of vaguely appropriate given that it's there are celestials in the setting. And then we have an advert for the role-playing game, so I shall go and have a look at that at some point. And the fly cover blurb as well, with a painting rather than an illustration, a photo, which is a little bit different, but there we go. Yeah, that looks interesting. The role-playing game sounds intriguing, and I look forward to taking a look at this and reading this in due course. Anyway, I do hope you have enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing typically a role-playing game, book or game, and perhaps even the role-playing game that this is based upon in the future, but in this case, the novel which is based upon that role-playing game, which I will essentially unbox and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.